Let's talk about growth. What does growth mean, and what are some stages of growth, or how we usually think when we think of growth? I will divide the stages in two parts. First, there is the outer stage of growth of a person, and then there are inner stages. The outer stages are most often we think when we think about growth. For example, we have the stages of schooling system. We go through kindergarten, primary school, elementary school, high school, college. Then we go to get hired in a company, or we go to a master's degree. Then we're thinking about starting a family, building a house, building a community. So these are outer stages or outer signs of stage when we start a new stage or we complete a stage. But then the interesting part is that on the inside, which is not usually so visible on the outside, but on the inside, we also go through some stages. And this is the part where I want to describe more in this video, because on the inside, we have 5 stages according to the ancient wisdom, which I study for many years now, and is the basis of the seed system coaching, which I practice in my day-to-day activity. So we have 5 stages of growth. We start with the path of accumulation and renunciation. And usually we don't start consciously on this path. Usually what happens is that we have like an incident or healthy big problem or a trauma or something that really shakes our entire reality. For example, we might lose someone, we might lose our job, and trying to find another job, we might go through different struggles, or it might take us many months or even years in some cases, I heard. Or disease or something, or an accident, okay, something big happens and it shakes your entire reality, and you try to solve that problem, but usually what you think it's working, it's not working, and at some point you renounce, you give up trying to solve the problem, and you start accumulating some good seeds. You start accumulating seeds by supporting other people who go through similar kind of situation, and this is how the path of accumulation, the first path, starts in everyone's life. For some people, it might not start at all in a lifetime, because they might not have difficult situation like this that asks of them to start planting the good seeds. So the first path of accumulation, you start accumulating good seeds. You start helping other people who go through similar situation. You stop doing the things that you thought might work, but it turned out it never worked for you to solve this problem. And at some point in this first path of accumulation, you get enough good seeds that you meet someone who tells you about the pen story. And if you don't know about the pen story, I'll link a video here, and you please watch it again and again and see what happens to you. So basically, someone comes to you and tells you, look, the way you see reality is not as you think it was. Things that you see in your reality might have different meaning for different people. They are not defined in and of themselves. So this is the emptiness principle. What you see has an emptiness, has an absence of self existence, if you say. For example, this pen for me, this cylinder for me, it's a pen, but for a dog, it might be something to chew. And the same goes with everything in our life, in our reality. And when you first hear this story, the pen story, you start thinking, okay, until now I was almost wrong about anything, but now something shifts. It's like a riff in the fabric of reality, or a glitch in the matrix. Okay, something starts clicking in your mind, and you stop reacting to the things as you had in the past, and you start thinking of how to better understand this principle. And this is the moment when the path of preparation starts. And prepare for what? You are preparing to understand and see emptiness directly. What does this mean? Seeing emptiness directly is to see the fact that you yourself, you as a person, as an identity, you yourself, you also have a lack of any self-existence. Whatever you see about yourself comes from the good seeds that you planted in the past by being good to other people. So this is the path of preparation that ends. The path of preparation will end with the direct perception of emptiness, and that is a crucial moment in everyone's life, or inner life, let's say. And that is the third path, the path of seeing directly the emptiness about yourself. Until then, you are thinking about emptiness, but about emptiness of things, of outer things. So this third path might last 20 to 30 minutes. It usually happens in a deep state of meditation. And when this happens, the path of seeing, when you come down out of this experience, it's a feeling of coming down, you again see things coming at yourself, coming like this. This is a pen from its side. You see it again the wrong way, or you see many different things in your reality coming or defined in and of themselves, having a self nature. But you don't have the inner belief that it's true. You have an innate belief that cannot stop you from seeing again things like wrong, okay? But the other belief that what you see it's wrong, it's getting stronger. So from the path of seeing, after that, you see things wrongly, but you have like a stain on your eyes, or you have some glasses that force you to see things wrong. Until then, until the path of preparation, you didn't even know you were seeing the reality as coming from itself. You were thinking that this is normal. Okay, this pen exists. It's a pen. It cannot be anything else. If you say it's anything else, you are wrong. This was the old way of thinking. But then after the path of seeing, a question rises up in your mind. How can I come back to see things correctly? How can I get back to the experience that I had on the third path? And this is the start of the fourth path, which is the path of habituation. You start habituating your mind on the experience of seeing things correctly, directly, the path of on the path of seeing. And the path of habituation usually involves deeply meditating on the correct nature of reality. And slowly you clean up the bad seeds that were forcing you to see things, or reality forcing you to see the wrong way of perception of reality. And it might take a long time, the path of habituation, but the final end of this point of the habituation is that all the bad seeds that were forcing you to see the reality in a wrong way, coming from itself to you, this at some point will clean up from your mind, will get cleaned from your mind. All the obstacles that forced you to see things in a wrong way will disappear at one point, and that starts the fifth path, which is the path of no more learning. And when we say no more learning, is no more learning about how things work, about where things are coming from in our reality or where things are not coming from. So in the path of no more learning, we don't have this need of understanding. I want to understand because I'm confused. The confusion goes away. The understanding is continuous, and when I say about understanding, it's the understanding first of emptiness of things, that things don't come from themselves, and the other is the interdependence, the fact that what I see comes from a seed in my mind that opens, and the image coming from the seed gives me the meaning of the thing I put my eyes on. So at one point, these two will come together, the emptiness and the interdependence, and that is the point when the fifth path is achieved. So these are the fifth inner paths or stages of growth in a person's career, let's say inner career. I remember when I first heard the pen story from my mentor, Gesh Michael Roach. I remember that day I felt like an inner, let's say, shaking. Someone was shaking me on the inside. That look from until that point, I was a bit confused. I was seeing a lot of things wrong in the wrong way. But from that point on, I felt a strong sense of accountability and started being responsible for everything in my life. I took, let's say, my life in my own hands. And I'm curious if you heard about the pen story or the explanation of emptiness and seeds. Tell me, how did you feel the first moment after you heard this story? Then, of course, we need to hear the story at least 3,000 times in order to think more often the correct way of seeing reality. But it's a process. You don't have to stress about it. Just keep your mind on the correct view of reality. So let me know, how was your first pen story? What did you feel, and what changed after?